Thank you, Troy. Preparing for our second game of the day today, the 14-15 restricted grade. You can see on screen there the South boys lined up now. Boys have all been weighed in earlier today. Check that they fit the requirements today. We have had one of the players weighed out, and we may bring up the team list now and just highlight a couple of names as we prepare for this one. So for the North team at the back, Peter Tiruki Waitford, Josiah McGreal and Boston Joseph are the halves. Joaquin Pulitama will captain the side in the front row. For South, Alipati Brown, who had a really good trial period, really stood out in this grade. He is the captain and the fullback. TJ Hanari, Kyle Wano, Anaru Edmonds Hall is the lock forward as the two teams go through their final handshakes. Our middle referee today is Zane Richardson. He's assisted by Kevin Arken and Jeffrey Duffy on the sides. Zane Richardson, a graduate of the Auckland Rugby League referee system. No doubt over the years worked with Steve Yelisich and Johnny Mack when he was the referee's development officer. So great to see not only our young players and coaches coming through here today, but also our match officials as we await kickoff here in the 14-15 restricted grade. And it will be North with first use of the footy.
So just on that, ladies and gentlemen, it is a mix of under 14, under 15 restricted players that play at this grade. It's not under 14s playing under 15s.
Yeah, the graphic down on the left-hand corner of the scoreboard may be a little confusing in that regard, but this is 14 and 15-year-olds at restricted weight level as we have false start and all that excitement, and then the ball falls off the tee. So we'll go back and try that one again, and away we go. And it is a high one down to North, and they reel that in now via Boston Joseph.
Now, expecting this game to have a lot more tempo and pace. They'll certainly be able to throw the ball around. Probably not so much in the power type setup, but these boys can certainly move, and all of them have got some speed to burn.
Speaking of speed, there's a crafty little run from Guttenbeil out of dummy half.
Famous name, the Guttenbeils. Big shout out to them. I know there's a few fans in Australia will be watching the live stream today.
That's 4.
Joseph shifts play on. Comes in Sid Bell.
Hold, go.
Right as they come now. Joseph will work the short side, holds it up nicely. That's good halfback play now. Into a little gap here, and North are going to open the scoring, and it is Levi Manukia who will score the first try of the game, but put it down to the touch of Boston Joseph, who just does so well down here on the short side. We're going to get a look on the replay here now. You can see gets that early ball here, and then at this point he knows he's got them.
Pass, yeah.
Holds it up, sucks the back rower in, and then from here, well, he had his winger begging, didn't he? Throws the dummy in instead.
Winger was wide open.
Goes himself. It's lucky he got to the line, or I dare say he may have copped it for choosing to go on his own that time, but nicely finished in the end by Levi Manukia. And, well, Troy, you touched on it earlier that it was likely to be a fast-paced start to this game. And straight away we see early points inside the first 2 minutes. Now attempting the conversion as I look at my scoreboard, man. And that kick goes over.
Yeah.
That's off the boot of Joe Benson.
Great start. Well, unless you're the winger. Fabulous crowd. That was the remix, 12-inch remix version of Fabulous. Fabulous crowd down here today at Cornwall Park. And seriously, folks, if you've got nothing on today, get dressed, come down here and join us. Weather's out. And so is the talent.
Time you're on.
So South to get us back underway, and they'll do so off the boot of Hinare. Joseph fields it.
8 off the leg. Next meeting. Hold.
Number of boys from
Hold.
the
Go.
Hibiscus
That's one.
club in here, with Boston Joseph and the fullback Waitford
Hold.
from the Raiders.
Great.
And here we go now, a little run
Little
up over
fake and go,
dummy.
yeah.
And it is Tarquin McKinley.
Hold.
We're in the penalty on the end of it as well. So everything going North's way
Too long, boy.
in these opening exchanges. Joseph now will kick for touch.
He's tapping.
Looks like he's going to tap and go, mate. He has.
Get up now, lock down.
Soafa bumps the ball forward, and the dummy half is Guttenbiel. He will go to his left, where they'll find the back row Lumen out there that is
Lock down.
cover foul now.
Hold.
Albert Lyon. Ball inside, well picked up in the end by Bell.
11 up now, lock down. Hold. Hold. 9.
Underneath in the tackle is
That's 3.
Horton. Guttenbiel to Joseph. Back onto the inside now to Manukia again. There's your try scorer popping up once again. Levi Manukia. Guttenbiel to Bell. Bell to Joseph. Joseph, big ball up over the top, and they're going to go close in the corner. Good defeat from South. Get there and close that one down. That looked promising early on, and Boston Joseph once again with a nice touch in there.
It was only 4. Come on here.
Just as they come back to set the scrum, I know a few of these boys had to get weighed before they played because they've got to come in at a certain weight restriction. So, you know, it certainly makes it competitive across the park in regards to, you know, the talent that you have and how well, again, we come back to communication. The boys get to work alongside one another.
I did catch some of the boys weighing in earlier, and I think one of them was overweight. His mates were urging him to take his socks off and do anything he could to get underweight. Not sure if that worked or not on that occasion. Now as South ruck the ball out, and this is Suluapi Tongia.
Go.
South with their first real use of the footy in this one. Often tackle that time. Suafa takes him to ground there. 40 metres off their own line here, South.
Off the leg. Stand, hold. 9-9 back. 9 you're off. Good. That's 3. Off the ball, 13.
Horton.
Hold. Go. That's 4.
Nice little run here. Good carry.
Edmonds Hall takes him to 40 metres out from the line.
Hold. Go.
Player down in the background here for the Southern team. He's getting attention now, Corey, as the kick goes deep.
And Ade looking to the heavens on that one, and it's brought down by North. And we'll have a stoppage and play here now with the player still down and back play. Well, these restricted weight grades, Troy, they certainly make for exciting footy, and it's very different to the earlier game we saw. And although those boys were a year younger, you can just see the pace of the game is at another level on this one.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you know, look, to be fair, the under-13 opens or any of the open game is, you know, they need to have some big, they need to have some power, you know, to bend the line, like with all things. So the forwards are trying to do that, create opportunities for the halves to steer them around the park, and then, you know, you get the big centres just straightening everything up to provide the ball to the outside guys on the wing. This is a wee bit different. You know, everyone has got pace. They can certainly move the ball around the park, and just really exciting to watch. So the young fella gets carried off the park, literally. And as you can see there, not many front rowers get picked up by a trainer and carried to the sideline.
We call that the grassroots medicab.
It's the one.
And thankfully it doesn't look like anything too serious
A
there.
bit of an
Maybe
ankle issue, and Godspeed on the rehab for that young fella, and we get to see him back here next week. Game restarts, and cameraman, let's go footy time. There we go.
Hold. Hold. Go. Good. That's 2. 14
Contact there.
Hold. Hold.
They approach
Go.
halfway now, North.
That's 3.
Very energetic on the footy. There's good contact, though. It was Nell who wore the shot. Straight back up to his feet, though. Joseph Nell will once again work the short side. Look at the skill of this halfback. Puts his back row into a gap. This time it breaks down, but boy, some of the ball playing in this game. Brilliant to start this one. We're only 8 minutes in. North already on the ball. And South now will get a penalty. Piggyback them out of their own end. And from memory, Troy, I don't think we've actually seen South touch the ball in attacking territory at all yet. So
No, I think you're right, mate.
should get the opportunity here. They're going to kick for touch.
You told me not to bring my stat box here to today's games. So this is the first opportunity now. The South heads south into North Territory. Big chat going on. Everybody wants a turn.
Halton. Gilbert now centralises play towards the sticks. Involved in the tackle is Benson down low. Kyle Wano, number 7 for South. He's a graduate of the Jets camp system. Putty Brown.
He's safe, he's safe. Hold. Go 9, you're off. Make my line, mate.
Knock on there.
Yeah, just took his eyes off it, didn't he? There was nothing wrong with the pass.
Just seeing a ricochet off the end of his fingers, to be fair.
So a poor error that time from Casey Hall. The scrum will pack down now. Joseph with ball in hand, preparing to get us back underway. 5 minute longer halves in this one than the previous game, if you are joining us for the second game today. So 30-minute halves in this grade, and North gets straight into it now off the scrum. Brown arrives with help from his centre, Tucker Tikaoti. Now they
Great
make
pass.
some space down this right edge. Now the little stand up here. This is good stuff from Richardson, who gets pulled down eventually by the back rower, Halton. Now they get to a quick play of the ball. Benson gets there and then moves play on to Joseph, who double pumps and then comes back to his centre, Manukia, who's already got one today.
Showing a bit of strength, isn't he? This right edge for the Northern team's on fire.
Showed a clean pair of heels down the right that time to J.D. Richardson. I didn't think anyone was going to catch him at first, but well put in the end. This is Bell. Bumps the ball forward. Casey Hall joins late to try and halt his progress. They are 2 metres out from the line. A little burrow. A second try. North are in again. And it is Vaden Guttenbiel from first sight who has crashed over from close range. Just made the most of a good carry from Bell. Let's take a look on the Region of Origin replay. You can see there, Bell just kept driving the legs, sucked in a couple of defenders by the end of it, and then Guttenbiel just sensed that they weren't organised on the line. He was quite right to do so. And just burrows in underneath for North's second try. So Benson lines up the kick.
Oh, that's a wonky one. And a big shout out to the CTAS live stream crew here today. Our live stream partners bringing you some awesome images today, trying to get really in close to all the action there and putting the game in your hand, courtesy of aucklandleague.co.nz. $12-0 the score. Northern are up on this one. And just in regards to the format, Corey, the one big champion overall is how many games are won by each of the regions?
Yeah, that's right. So I guess teams within a team as such, all of these guys working for the common goal for their side of Auckland. As we see that kick, fine touch. So South will get this one back now via a dropout.
Time your run, boys. Time your run. Time your run.
Facing a 12-0 deficit after as many minutes. Not panic stations yet, but they need to find their way back into the contest. You see a high dropout, which is gathered in by South. This is the dummy half, Jake Gilbert from the Howard Hornets. 20 out from the line. Houghton, another of the Hornets, is the dummy half. He jumps out now, fends off the initial one, but is taken to ground. Joining in late was Guttenbill, the most recent of the try scorers here now. They're going to move play to the left edge. Here's South. Building nicely here as Takatekoti gets taken to ground. Just short of the line now. A little dart out of dummy half. Jake Gilbert might have scored here. He has. South are on the board. Jake Gilbert, not dissimilar to the last try we saw where Guttenbill just jumped out of dummy half. This time, a little bit more work to do to Gilbert. Starts with a nice little carry here, and they got to a quick play of the ball. Boston Joseph had done his very best to slow that play the ball down, hadn't he? But to no avail as Gilbert jumps out and just poor spacing in the end defensively, and they get over the line. So South, they'll be pleased with that one. They probably needed something to just calm the nerves a little after leaking tries in quick succession. The kick is away, so the score will remain North 12, South 4. 14 and a half minutes gone here. 2018 Region of Origin Series brought to you live and free on aucklandleague.co.nz. Proudly supported by the Rugby League Development Foundation. Part of our live streaming initiative this year. Great to be back with my dear friend in the commentary box after a couple of weeks away through the Fox and Sharman finals.
Yeah, where'd she go? Savannah will be back shortly.
Always good to be calling footy with Troy Hardy on a day like this in particular. They get back underway now, and South will look to really build on that strike here.
South slowly playing their way back into this match. Let's see if they create a wee bit of momentum off the back of that try.
Brown shifts play on, and now they're into some space here as South. Good scramble defence. Coming across was Manukia and Richardson to just close down what was starting to develop a little here now. Half to half play in the middle of the field. Brown takes on the line, just testing them out early. Gilbert shuffles play on, and this is Waino that gets to the kick.
Knock on there. Loose scrum. Knock on that, Vivi. Knock on scrum.
Pack down a scrum here. I think it's going to be a north feed. In fact, it's going to be a south feed, so I didn't quite catch what went on in the build-up there, Troy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I think it might have gone both ways, and he's called it. So, getting ready to set the scrum. Now, in the first game, Corey, you talked a wee bit to the interchange bench, and I'd like you to just go over that again for our viewers for this match.
Yeah, so 5 on the bench as opposed to the normal 4 with 6 interchanges designed to give everyone a fair run in this series. A piece of it is the development aspect of it, sending these boys back to their clubs as better players. Now they work the left side, and we'll take a break from our chat because South are in again. Just like that. And take advantage of back-to-back uses of the footy.
Region of Origin replay here. Putting the defenders under a wee bit of pressure here as he kept 2 on him. Looking for a quick play of the ball. Here it comes. First runner on. Held up, and then just popped it out, created enough space there for that one to squeak through.
Yeah, it was nice stuff from Kyle Wano, the halfback there. Just a little double pump, which kept the defence interested and managed to create that little gap for his centre out on the edge. We will I'll wait for the conversion. Okay, off the boot, but it will sneak in just behind in the score. Not too sure what the score actually is there, our scoreboard man.
It's
Getting a little
8-12
muddled.
and North are leading. A lot of pressure here doing scoreboard.
Time you run, boys. Time you run!
So we prepare to get back underway now. North to restart. Casey Hall runs it back hard and gets rid of the first one, still driving the legs. That's a good carry from Hall. Do apologise for a couple of little scoreboard issues here. We are going to get the official check on the score now as South work the ball out from their own end. Gilbert to Wayno. Some of the contact now really starting to come into this one. Some big hits being dished out. Breaks down. Brown is on hand to scoop it up. Brown gets out of one, gets out of two. Look at the footwork from Brown. He gets tackled on halfway. Gilbert is the dummy half. To Halton. Runs it straight and hard.
Lock it now! Time off, go get him after. Go get him after.
No. By the sound of it, referee Richardson just sending a player to get his mouth guard back in. May have lost that in the contact earlier. It's all good and we are about to get back underway. So Gilbert now, and they'll get to the kick. It goes high off Henare. A tester at the back. It's knocked on by Blue, which means North will recover and get through that period there. They conceded a couple of back-to-back tries and now hopefully build their way back into this one now. This will come back through the middle of the park. This is Soafa, the LZ Eagles, prop forward. Guttenbeil plays short. McKinley. Joseph.
Stay now, boys! Hold! Go, that's 4!
Guttenbeil to Bell. Bell will centralise and...
Lock it now, final! Hold, don't move! Go, marking it off! Hold on.
Little dink over the top now. The chase wasn't up to it, but it's
18
pulled in by Suliapatonia.
Off the leg! Hold! Go!
Casey Hall.
15 stand! Boys, you need to work. Hold! Go! Good.
So just done an official score check for you, Corey. And 10-8 score. North out by 2 points.
Go, that's 3.
Gilbert initially to the short side before Brown changes direction, and this is fresh legs on the park in the shape of Boston Franklin. Carry forward and now 40 off their line. Gilbert to Wayno. Wayno plays out the back. Line speed though from North, and they get up quick.
Go, good.
South clear.
Lock in 14! Make the line! Go, good. 14 stand! Hold! Go, that's 1. Oh, sorry, 2.
North now a little dart out of dummy half, chewing off a few easy meters there.
Hold. Go, that's 3.
Benson.
14 stand! Hold, go, that's 4.
McKinley.
Final now!
Last tackle now. Guttenbiel is a dummy half. He's got playmakers set either side. It will be the left where he goes, and then a little show, a little go from McGreal, who dinks it in over the top. It's well cleaned up in the end by Suluapi Tongia. Although a South error now, and this is going to give North a chance just to stretch this advantage here now. Do apologise if you're picking up some of the interference in the background here. A couple of things going on
Troy.
in the background. Hopefully it's not too deafening on the ears as you listen in. You are joining us for the under 14-15 restricted North vs South game 1 for this grade, and now Joseph comes out and it's half to half. McGreal, the Richmond Bulldogs playmaker, is tackled. Now it's this fullback who jumps into dummy half. They're right up against their line now is South. Guttenbiel.
All danger out here on the right, mate.
McGreal. Little double pump, plays his half back into the gap. It turned out to be a bit of a hospital ball in the end, but South do well and managed to hold out. So this game, after a pretty fast start now, probably into the arm wrestle sort of side of it here as these two teams sort of trade blows in the middle of the park. South that time showing good composure on their line, and they will get the ball back as reward. Wayno off the back of the scrum. Wow, that was risky stuff there, and I'll throw another pass. Eventually finds its way to Devan Lethbridge, the Hal Cornick centre, and a penalty on the end of it as well. Just a little second effort from Jackson Brown that time.
Yeah, he's happy with it too. Wins this team a penalty as they kick for touch. Not a bad one either.
Thank you.
All the live stream footage will be available on the Auckland Rugby League YouTube channel, and it'll all be up by tomorrow morning for everyone to be able to catch the replays along with the players. South now start to mount another attack.
And at the forefront of the comeback has been this man, Casey Hall. Some fine touches, some gutsy carries in the middle of the field. He's certainly put his hand up for it now as Pukui Libodi. He's wrestled to ground now. Gilbert clears the ruck, brings his halfback into it. Wayno kicks in behind. The chase is good from South. The bounce is going to elude everyone though, and will drift safely into touch. But I like it. Heads up play from South, and throwing a couple of different things at North in this one. Now it's looking like they're actually going to get the ball back here, so that must have taken a touch off North along the way.
Waiting for another front rower. Here he comes.
So the scrum is fed and they jump off the back. Down the short side via Anaru Edmonds Hall. Gilbert is a dummy half, just jumps out looking for his second try of the game. He'll get it as well. Too easy, Jake Gilbert. Out of dummy half, just wrestles his way over, grabs his second try of the game and his team's third. And South about to lead for the first time in this match.
On the replay here, see a little bit of a tussle there at the play the ball area. Just quick dart from dummy half, showed a little bit of strength here. Had to spin around, get the ball down, he's over the line. 4 points. Wait for the kick to come.
So off the boot, it is up. Our touches looked a little unsure at first. We got to the correct call in the end. So South now with their first lead of the match. 2 minutes from half-time. Really found their way into this one, haven't they, Troy, after a bit of a rough start? And
yeah, North jumped out really hard and fast. They, managed to get a couple of tries on early.
Coming around nicely right now as South. They look very sharp on the ball and plenty of energy. North will be quite happy to get to half-time, have a chat and just reset. And certainly their urgency to restart the game would suggest that perhaps they are ready for a break. We see a slow walk back to halfway and back into it we go. Less than 2 minutes to
Horrible
play.
bounce.
Bouncing ball now, which is claimed by Joseph. Now they have a bit of enthusiasm. A chance to strike right before half-time. Benson.
They're always going to come to the right, weren't they?
Has been their favoured edge in this one. And this man a big reason for it. Levi Manukia, he's had a fine game so far. Joseph plays into Bell, and Bell gets put onto his back illegally in the end. Richardson blows the penalty. They won't look at the two here. You wouldn't think it'll be a tap and go. They'll look to keep the footy alive. Just over a minute to play by our count. This is McKinley. Right in front of the Sports Safe uprights now. Guttenbill, the dummy half. He's looking left. That's where he will go. Instead turns back to the inside. Brings his big prop, Salafa, into the action. As close as they can get right now. Real pressure here for South. Joseph double pump. Comes back inside. Joseph will score. Clever, clever stuff from the little number 7.
He's been dangerous all day, that boy.
Showed it and then went himself. This will make for nice viewing on the replay. After a couple of little one-out runs here, Boston Joseph gets his hands on the ball. Just dummies, which is enough to just get the attention there. Some eyes out the back that were on Benson, who was coming across, and then powers his way over.
Looking to go ahead just on the half-time bell. Oh, he struck it pretty good. And there's the 2 points.
Benson is good off the boot, and North will reassume the lead just before half-time here in the 14-15 restricted. It is North 16, South 14 at half-time. We're going to take a very short break before we get back for the second half action here at Cornwall Park. Right, we're now joined by TJ Ashford from the Auckland Rugby League Coaching and Development Department. Well, this weekend the RLDF Region of Origin Series gets underway, Saturday the 15th. Tell us a little bit about the concept.
Yeah, it's a 3-game series, Auckland South versus Auckland North. Will be held at Cornwall Park. First weekend kicks off on the 15th September. Looking forward to some grassroots action from our under 12, 13 restricted all the way up to under 18s. but I'm quite excited about that. If you can't get down there live, do you know anywhere that they can actually watch the game?
Yeah, 3 games will be live streamed each week, so keep an eye on aucklandleague.co.nz. The series will be played over 3 consecutive Saturdays, and if you are wondering about the shirts we're wearing, these are the shirts similar to what the boys will be wearing on the weekend across 6 teams. So the trial process has been a fairly lengthy one, I understand. Talk us through how that's all gone down.
Yeah, our coaching and development department worked together in terms of ideas to basically open up to as many people as we possibly can between those age groups. So it's been held over a 4-week series, and we've had some of our Auckland's best coaches involved in that development program, where we go through some training drills and also a trial game towards the end of it. From there, we basically pulled out the top 40 from each south and north area, and we've gone through a couple of weeks training session to get to where we are now.
I think in the case of the 16s and the 18s, it's also a trial for selection in the Auckland team to play Auckland Nui, is that right?
Yeah, that's awesome. So what's going to happen is each grade's going to have a merit team selected from our series, and at this stage we've got the 16s and 18s merit team that will be playing against the New Wayne side.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It all starts this weekend on Saturday, the 15th of September. Keep an eye on aucklandleague.co.nz for all the live stream details, or get down to the park. Thanks for the update from TJ. Now, in the case of the 16s and 18s, the Regional Origin Series will also serve as a trial for selection on the Auckland representative side, so we're going to take on Auckland Nui. These matches will be played on Saturday, October 13 at Cornwall Park. Now, we also caught up with the Auckland Nui crew to get a little update on what they're up to. October 13, Daniel, a big clash on the cards at Cornwall Park. Tell us a little bit about it.
Auckland's best, Auckland Rugby League's best under 16s and under 18s versus Niue's best under 18s and under 16s down at Cornwall Park, October 13th. It's all going to happen there. Come down and support.
There's a fairly rich history of Niuean players playing in the Auckland competition, but I understand that this match will be a historic first.
Yes, Niuean Rugby League players have been involved in Auckland Rugby League for years. They have had a history in the Fox right down to the under 6, so we're really looking forward to continuing that history. There's 24,000 Niueans living here in Auckland region, so they want to be represented and acknowledged too.
They're going to be taking on full Auckland representative sides. Tell me what you're expecting.
We're taking on Auckland Rugby League's best under 16s and under 18s, so we've got a lot of guns in those age groups as well. So watch out, Auckland Rugby League, we're coming to get you.
Finishing off this edition of League Lens, we've got the Holiday Blast coming up in October as well. Now these are going to be held at Waiuku, Hibiscus Coast, as well as a 3-day one at Cornwall Park. Now you can register for these now on aucklandleague.co.nz. Just click on the Holiday Blast tab. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next time.
My name is Daniel Poi, Chairman of the Auckland Nui Rugby League. Thank you for watching ARL TV.